everybody to Chrono Reviews. I am back with another anime figure, and this time it is ActSta Subaru Nakajima from Medical Girl Lyrical Nanoa Strikers. The good with this ActSta these days are that it's quite easy to find for a quite good price actually, and I got this for almost half the price that it was originally, and that makes me very glad. Although ActSta is awesome, so I would still have gotten it, so well, let's start by checking this box. Just like with the other ActSta, compared to the Figmas, the boxes are a little bit less attractive, however they are still a clean design. So on the front there is her name, Subaru Nakajima, and a window box so you can see the figure pretty well. And on the side here there are a few different poses on the figure like that. And on the back there are also pictures of poses and another picture there. And on the side here there are a bigger picture of the figure itself. And there is the license sticker. And on top there is a picture of Subaru as well. On the bottom just says the name and ActSta. This is how it looks in the window. And the inside of the box have a nice shiny silvery bluish tone, just like Nanoha had a pinkish tone on a silver backdrop, and Tiana had an orange tone. And the package itself inside is like this. There are extra hands on her, a revolver knuckle and flower fin and different accessories like different facets stuff. And it's also double layered, so you have her base in the back layer together with the stand and her hairbands. Alright, here she is, Subaru Nakajima in ActSta form, and I must say the sculpture on this are just as good as the other ActStas I have, which is Tiana and Nanoha. So let's check it out. The paint job are very nicely done. It's very nice shading and everything like ActSta should have. And that's a very good thing because, well, action statue is what ActSta stands for. I have also attached the hairbands as they were separate in the package. I think it's a good likeness to the character as well. Right, let's bring on the articulation, which is, of course, you can turn the head sideways and up and down, pretty much any pose. And the torso can be turned as well. And it's a very easy to turn, quite loose joint. If you turn it way up, there is a little hole there. But as long as you don't turn it all the way up, at least like that, it will be fine. And it's ball jointed, so you can turn it any way you like. The midsection are also on a ball joint. Arms are double jointed here, so you can move the arm like this on a ball joint, and this part is separate from this part as well on another ball joint, so you can move it even further. Elbow here are on a ball joint, so you can swivel and do like this. Hands are on ball joints as well, and can of course be pulled out to change hands like this. And it's the same here on this arm with her revolver knuckle. Those are also ball jointed hands. The cape here are also on ball joints, so they can flow. This part are also a little bit loose, so it can fit after pose. The legs also ball jointed. There are knee joints and ball jointed knee pads, so they can be posed after how the knee is bent. There's also ball jointed feet, and now she's equipped with her rollerblades, which is Mac caliber, her device. The front of the Mac caliber shoes are also swivel joint, So when she's posed like this, you can turn those accordingly to the pose, which is very great. So ActSta have also very much improvements compared to Figma when it comes to the posing and everything like that. Oh, and the hairbands can swivel like this. They were put onto pegs. Joints on this one are a little bit more loose compared to Tiana, however not too loose, and that's good enough. And next up is accessories, and I'll start off with this base, which is just like Tiana and Nanoha, personalized for the character, and Subaru have blue magical seals, so that's what this is, and her seal is this one. There's also this stand, which is like a Figma stand. You can attach this part that you can grab her with on this part, or you can remove this part and this part and have this regular Figma-ish, Figma style peg. There's also this part, which I haven't figured out what it's going for, but I guess I could just check this instruction manual. And next up are also flyer fin for her Mac caliber. And I like, compared to the Figmas, those wings are very nicely transparent toned in a nice shading, which is one of the features that makes ActSta feel so much high quality compared to Figma, except for all the shading on the figure itself. There's also an extra arm for her left arm, which is a regular arm for not using Mac caliber, and there's also a left-armed Mac caliber, which is, of course, when she uses dual revolver knuckles. Note, I did say Mac caliber, but I meant revolver knuckle because that's her armed device on her arm. But this is actually from her sister Jinja, which she takes in the Striker series. There's also an extra hand for her right hand revolver knuckle, and an extra hand for her regular left arm. Compared to Tiana, there was a lot less different hands, but Tiana have the guns and stuff, and Subaru have her revolver knuckles. However, there could be more hands, however, I don't know. There's also, of course, extra feet actually. I can't remember her having barrier jacket and regular feet any time in the series, so maybe those are invented, or I just missed that minor part out. But it's nice to have her so you can display her without if you wish. There's also those extra rings that's going in between, on the above the feet like this, because those are different compared to the sections she have here. And there's also two extra faces, which is this shouting battle face and this happy face. Now, well, Nanoha had a packed amount of accessories. Tiana had, well, something in between, and this one had a little bit less, but this was the first ActSta, so I can't really blame them. And Subaru maybe don't need more, except for more hands maybe. But anyhow, the selection that are here are great. One thing I do miss though are these effect parts on the revolver knuckle that was with the Figma. So maybe that is what I need. But other than that, it's good on accessories, but it is just as an ActSta wonderful on the sculpture, the paint job, and the poseability. Alright, Subaru is posed up, quite basic pose, but I like it. I've posed her to match my pose of Tiana in my shelf right now, so well. And I wanted to try to have her without the rollerblades, just to see how it looks. And I think she looks good in both ways. But I probably mostly have the rollerblades because that's her true style and everything. But well, let's take a look. And I think this stand, compared to the regular white or clear stands. A color stand like this that's customized for the character is just so much more nice. And just like I said with statues, that the bases with a little bit environment or detailing on are much nicer compared to just plain bases. And this is really characterizing the ActSta line quite good. Right, let's have her in comparison now with her partner, Tiana Lanster. And both are actually about the same height. And Subaru is of course taller when she have her Mac caliber equipped. Now she is just slightly shorter, but I think that's correct according to the series as well. And since those are scale figures, 1:8 scale, I forgot to say in the start, but you should know by now maybe. Subaru, I think, in the series was slightly shorter. So that's just very good and correct. Let's also compare Subaru to our main character, but the young version of Nanoha Takamashi. I think they look good together, even though they are not from the same season. And Nanoha is, well, about 10 years old or something, so that's about the correct size as well. So to sum this up, what could have been better is the lack of the effect part on my revolver knuckle. And maybe more hands, not too necessarily. And there's also, I don't know why they didn't include the extra face with the yellow-eyed angry in her cyborg mode that the Figma had. But well, just minor things. But otherwise, this is a great figure, great sculpture, great value for what you get. It's also the cheapest ActSta around, maybe because of those factors. But as a figure, for poseability, sculpture and paint job, this is just as wonderful as the others. So I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, take care, sayonara.